Here we are. Disney Villianous filled with fright. Oogie Boogie. Now, this is a one character box. It is just Oogie Boogie. And his board is all about luck. Now, if you've seen Nightmare Before Christmas, you know that Oogie Boogie likes to cheat. Now, in this board, you will not have to slam your fist on the table to make the dice jump, but you do get your own dice. And the idea is using these dice and different cards that will be shown to make sure that you take out Jack Skellington. So you do start the game with Sandy Claus. Sandy Claus, who is in Oogie's lair. Now, might as well talk about all of the locations before we continue. Here we have Halloween Town, Trio Treehouse, the Graveyard, and Oogie Boogie's lair. You could get faded and you find Jack Skellington, but if that happens, he gets played as an effect card. If you remove Sandy Claus, that's how Jack Skellington actually comes into play. I do have a reason for the bats being in play. They're not really important right now. What is important is finding the imposter Sandy Claus. When imposter Sandy Claus is played, roll the dice. On a result of 7+, place this card next to Sandy Claus. If Jack Skellington is in play, reduce his strength by 1 instead. On a result of 6 or less, discard this card. So when you play imposter Sandy Claus, you're just going to play it next to Sandy Claus. Now, if you read Sandy Claus's card, you can see that you need 4 imposter Sandy Clauses in play. 2, 3, 4. There are 6 available in the deck, but that makes Sandy Claus go into discard, and Jack Skellington takes his place. Now, he is an 8 strength card, so not the easiest one to take out. But when we're talking about vanquishes, let's say that we have the citizens of Halloween Town in play, and we have some bats on top and on our side. We can play What Have We Here? Perform a vanquish action, then roll the dice. On a roll of 8 or more, do not discard your allies and defeat the hero. On a roll of 7 or more, put the allies into your hand. Now that's just for playing this card. There's lots of other ways you can get vanquishes, like by going to the vanquish action location. But that is the first card that we're going to talk about when it comes to rolling the dice. Nice little simple thing, but that's what a majority of this deck is all about. You can also play Making Christmas. That requires you to roll the dice. On a roll of 8 or more, perform any available action that is not fate in Oogie Boogie's realm. On a result of 7 or less, draw a card. So that way, if you do play this and you roll, that doesn't really matter. You could be drawing a card, or you could be doing an action. Or you could play a condition card, Trick or Treat. During their turn, if another player gains power, you may play Trick or Treat and roll the dice. On a result of 8 or more, Oogie Boogie gains the same amount of power. On a result of 7 or less, take 1 power from another player. So with all of that, all the dice rolls that you are making to make things happen, there's always something else that you can do as Oogie, which is loaded dice. Now this card, you do not need a play action. You just needed to have rolled the dice. So you roll the dice for, let's say that, and you don't like the outcome. Actually, that's a pretty good outcome. It's an 8. But you can play loaded dice. When you play loaded dice immediately after you have rolled the dice, no play a card action is needed. Re-roll 1 and discard this card. So you can re-roll, let's say, the 3. So now I've got, what is that, 10? Nope, that's 4. So 9. But that's what loaded dice is for. Outside of rolling dice, You can play This Time We've Bagged 'Em, where you choose and play an effect card from Oogie Boogie's discard pile for free. If you need to roll a die, you can choose the result. So as long as it's an effect card, such as the other ones, you can play that to make sure that you get the outcome that you want. Imposter Sandy Clauses are also effect cards. So when we're done with all the effect cards and, prayers and wishes to make sure that things work out, we can get into the items and the allies that we have available to us, other than the bats and spiders, which are just, fodder. We have the bathtub, where this location gains activate. Activate bathtub to move it to a new location. Then move any number of allies from that location to this one. So let's say we go here, and I play here, I activate, they can both move over here. Or you can do that with other characters, like Lock, Shock, and Barrel. So each of them have an ability where if they have their, say, comrades in play, they'll gain a strength. If they have the second one in play, they'll gain another strength. And each of them have an ability for Oogie Boogie. If you're at Shock's location, when you move to Shock's location, you can draw a card. If you roll a dice while at Barrel's location, you can modify the result by 1. And if you're at Lock's location, all other allies cost 1 less to play. So they're really good to have in play. And if you have the bathtub in play, you can move them all over to Jack's location. You don't have to worry about his health coming down. Because if all 3 of them are in play, they each have 4 strength. But now that we've talked about how to take out Jack, we have to talk about all the ways that your opponent can have fun with you. We'll start with Hello, Oogie, where you place this under Oogie's mover. Next time that he is to roll a dice, you lower it by 2. So, plays with him underneath it, kind of like with Syndrome, when No Capes was involved, you didn't get to move. This one's a little bit weird because it has to move with you, which means it's going to be kind of difficult to see your actions. So, personally, I would suggest not putting it under your character, but just putting it over here on top of the faceplate. Your opponent can also play Dr. Finkelstein. When Dr. Finkelstein is defeated, place him on the top of your fate deck and shuffle it. So, he'll always be sitting in your deck if he's not in play. Your opponents can also play Zero. They give Jack Skellington plus 2 strength while Zero's in play. So that would put Jack at a 10. You can play the Mayor of Halloween Town. When the Mayor of Halloween Town is defeated, reveal fate cards until you find a hero. Play that hero to any location. So if you take him out, someone's going to take his place. And then there's Sally. When Sally is played, move Oogie Boogie to her location. While Sally is in play, Oogie can only move to adjacent locations. Just showing the attractiveness of Sally to Oogie. So if Sally's played here, I can only play on these 3 locations. I can no longer get here. So as an opponent, you're only going to want to put Sally there or here. But yeah, so with enough work and a lot of luck, you can take out Jack Skellington quite easily. Or lose to fate. So we'll see you guys soon with the playthrough. And maybe that 8 means I'll be in luck. See you guys soon.